carp anglers. My name is James Sanders and I am the CEO of Team Fish Fighters. You see that little red button down there? It says subscribe. Hit that subscribe button plus the bell button and you automatically be notified with our great carp adventures. Thanks for watching. Tight lines. Hey carp anglers, James Sanders here and
Tommy Pearson. How you guys doing tonight?
welcome to our show.
How's your week?
Yeah. I mean, last I tell you that last podcast we had with the boys, called us and 2Y, yeah, that was good. They had some great pickups.
I know, man. I literally just, you know, before we got started and all this tonight, you know, before we came to the new studio and whatnot, you know, I checked the mail and me and you had a package that was delivered from him. Which I was going to show them off tonight, but that, you know, our mail system's a little late, so we didn't get them, man. But I'm gonna get them all. I'll have them on for next week, though, for sure.
Jimmy Sneed's already got the code down for the guest. So
yeah, and you guys checked it out. You know, for all you guys watching, I think what 10% off.
Yeah.
You know, I think shipping, everything's everything's supposed to be $5 on shipping.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that whole situation.
Talk about that here in a little bit.
But the upcoming carp chili meet is this Saturday.
Yep.
Got a lot of good vendors coming up. We did have a couple of them just back down a little bit.
Well, it was what a beeper company.
Yeah, just one beeper company, and
but we still have at least 15 to 17 vendors.
That's going to be a great show. People bring a lot of great gifts.
And that's not including the people that, you know, that's just got a table for like selling items, you know, like a swap meet table too. There's a few of those.
I do want to I wish I could show this thing that we got. We have a like one of the PA boys, I believe.
Who made that card?
Cole Smith. If you guys could see this metal cutout of a carp, a mirror carp.
Here, turn sideways like this.
I don't think they're not going to see that. There's no.
Oh, they're going to see it. Watch.
Okay. If you can see that.
If you can see that cart,
we're raffling that off.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the raffle items.
I mean, that is.
And what's his name again?
Cole Smith.
Cole Smith. You know, shout out to Cole Smith.
Yeah, great.
Thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you for that donation. That's awesome of you.
You know, that's time off his hands. You know, it can be anything that could be donated to the team. You know. We're just trying to, you know, raise some extra money, you know, to help further along, like I said, what we do throughout the year.
But yeah, I'm all excited about the whole carp chili meet. I can't wait for it to come.
It's here.
Yeah,
it's here.
Yeah, it's here. It's almost here. We're going to start getting set up on Friday. We're going to start cooking a chili Friday night.
Yeah.
Get the tables all set up. Get everything.
And for the vendors that's watching
the vendors.
Yeah, if you guys are going to you guys can show up Friday night
at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. and pick your own spot if you guys are in town. It's going to be first come, first serve.
I got a couple people that does say they want some special spots with our vendor, which, you know, because they're helping each other out, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But yeah, guys come, and we're trying to get the best spots. We're basically trying to get everybody's booth set up the way everybody would like it to be.
Yeah. But if, like I said, if you're in town and you would like to come and, you know, set up early, that way you don't have to wake up super early and try to come in and do it. The building is locked under security code, you know, like alarm system and everything like that.
Yeah. But I'm excited.
I am too.
It's
going to be, I think it's going to be good this year.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Jim come through. You know, just to come through, maybe drink a beer or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know he's a busy man and stuff like that, man. But you know, we wouldn't be doing this without him to start with.
Oh heck yeah!
You know.
Yeah. So, all right, you want to call?
You want to talk to a couple of these people that's talking real quick?
Be quick.
Got let's see, Rick Slinker talking about. He said, I've made a couple orders from Rafal, no complaints here. Love having more choices for carp tackle in the U.S.
Yes.
More choices. Kyle Jeffrey said, James Sanders, better see you out there in October with Tommy.
Oh, Oh, yeah.
He's got, I love his tournaments. I love.
I would like to do a video shoot there one day.
It's
Yeah.
It's just so different, man.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking like top 4 big fish, you're like, man.
And the water's so crystal clear up there too, isn't it?
I mean, not that I can really tell.
Oh.
Because you know what I mean, like.
Sorry.
No, you might be thinking about somewhere else.
Sorry, you got such high.
No, it's
Wow.
It's just it's just a different experience.
But the water's not so crystal up there.
Yeah,
I only
it's not
deserve
so
the best
clear.
water. The fishing spots.
What's up, guys? Can't wait for it.
Oh man, great time.
TY Bugs pickups will be there Friday to help with
Nice.
whatever you need.
We need a help.
Yeah, we can all the help we need. We can use all the extra help. Let's see. Tommy saw the river very swelled up. Yes, it was. I seen it swelled up, and I seen it go up and down. You know, when you're fishing a tournament, and the water is going up and down. You know, for hours this way and then hours this way. Like, it's different, and you got to figure them out.
Yep.
Like, I only caught 2 fish over 20 pounds.
Okay.
You know, we caught a bunch of, a few 15s, 16s, 17s, 18s, but
Nice.
you would think you're just gonna, you know what I mean? But the river's so big, and when you catch one, it's
Game over.
It's not that it's just game over. When you see
I
that,
didn't say game over, it's game on.
Like when I seen that fish come up, I'm like, man, it didn't look that big. And then we got it in the net, and it was huge. I mean, it was only 27 pounds. Don't get me wrong, but it was just.
27. That's a good fish, dude.
Yeah, but it was just the build of the fish because of them swimming in the currents all the time, and their build is different. Compared, take a 27-pound fish that lives in a pay lake, you know what I mean, or like a big lake with no river attached to it or anything like that.
When you're messing with river fish, man,
they're stronger and they're bigger.
Strong. They're strong fish.
But yeah.
But
Jim said crystal water.
Well, get a Rafal claw. Let's get this show going. I know we run a little late again. We're always late. Always late. Can't never get on time. Ever.
Hello?
Rafal, how you doing, brother?
Hey, brother, how are you? Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you. Man, long time. Man, sorry we got a little...
Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry we got a little late. I'm blaming it all the time.
Yeah, it's a one of us is always either late or we're trying to get stuff figured out, man. A lot of people don't, we got to hook up lights, there's a lot of stuff that people don't see behind the camera, So it's not just setting up a camera and going.
So how you been doing, Ruff?
No, good. Thanks for having me. Absolute blast to be with you. I follow your show as of lately.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
It's an absolute gem. I started watching past episodes, so I'm just slowly catching up.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I've been fine. I came back from a short trip today in Connecticut, trying to catch some bars of gold, but today was a blanking session number 1. There were, low expectations today. River was really high. Wind was absolutely unforgiving.
And that's Connecticut River, right?
That was Connecticut River, right.
Yeah, okay.
So it should be tidal, but it seemed like it was just a constant high tide today. It felt like it.
Nice.
But it was a good opportunity to finally put everything in the car for the season and be ready for when the weather, starts cooperating a little bit more.
Yeah.
I was just I was stalking your profile page, and that's what I do. I like to stalk people's profile pages. And you got a good YouTube channel that you're starting out now.
Yeah, so we obviously fresh on the market as one of your options for the Carp Talk, right, at carpangler.com.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a YouTube channel starting right now. It is me and Joel, who will be also managing the channel, so there will be some really cool content coming up. So I urge everybody to jump on and look up Carp Angler TV. The channel is going to be slowly filling up with live sessions, fishing sessions, live, product reviews, highlights, and many more things.
Nice.
As we are growing, and I think starting in a couple of weeks, there will be some really cool content coming, including some giveaways. So there will be some perks actually to join up the YouTube channel, just like it is with our Facebook group page, where we often will do a live session with some live sales for the duration of the stream.
Wow, wow. Now, I tell you, you seem like you're coming out like a bat out of hell, dude. I mean this.
He's coming in swinging for sure.
Swinging hard, swinging hard. This whole new website that's going on online for carpanglers.com. I mean, and then also you're really getting your name out there, and you know I'm very, very impressed. You know, a lot of people's talking about you right now. You know, I think you're doing a great job.
But, you know, it wouldn't be like this if it wouldn't be for people like you and all the other anglers who are taking a flyer on us, making orders with us.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we have come to the scene late last year.
Yeah.
Okay. We have busted through the gate like an angry buffalo.
Yeah.
But that was the plan all along. And the formula is really simple. Get as large of a selection that we think is good, so it has to be curated.
Right.
Give finally some great customer service.
Yeah.
Give good prices. And do a flat $5 shipping that you really hardly can beat anywhere else nowadays. And I think it's fairly simple. We're trying to put all the ducks in a row, but we're being very diligent. So we're taking time while we are running, feels like at a speed of light with the business. So we currently have about 650 products on the website.
Wow. Wow.
There are probably 100 more that are on the way already that are not entered yet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just the beginning. This is what we've done in just a few short months. You know, we have infrastructure in place. We have a 5,000 square foot warehouse. We have office spaces.
Wow.
We have a storefront halfway done that will be at the address that is on the bottom of our website, carpangler.com. So you're going to be able, if you are local enough, you will be able to drive up, test the products, see them, touch them, feel them, not only buy online, but also pick up in person.
Right.
So a lot of things are happening, but we also want to make sure that we bring not just any product to the store, but we do a little bit of a curation, meaning we bring some products in, if we don't know them already, take a look at them, ask people for the opinions who have used them, and if the opinion is good, bring it on board. So it's not just any product that makes it through the door. That's the cool part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here just recently, you just made a trip to the UK, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was actually Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
About
Yeah,
a month,
that's
Is it?
right, about a month ago in the Netherlands, the biggest carp show, I think, in the world, was resuming after 3 years because it was, you know, they took a pause because of the pandemic.
Yeah, the COVID and everything.
And it was an absolute blast. So just imagine, it was so vast that 3 days from the morning until the evening was barely enough to go from stand to stand, talk to people, check out products, and see what we want to do with them. That's how vast it was. I mean, it was absolute insanity how big this thing was, and the amount of cool stuff that you get to see there, the people that you get to talk to. I mean, it was just, the only way you can describe it is literally carp porn.
That's what I'm talking about.
Porn.
That's what I'm talking about.
James,
You just gave me goosebumps. Oh, my God.
James has been wanting the team to get into carp porn and everything, but we've been trying to tell him, like, we don't think that'd go very far right now.
But what's some of the exciting things that you've seen? That is it still going to be on the shipping containers from the Netherlands? Are they still making its way here now, or did you bring a lot of stuff back with you?
So we are doing things a little bit different.
Yeah.
Usually the vendors that are currently available in the United States,
Yeah.
they bring strictly containers here.
Okay.
Meaning you have to get a bunch of orders from a bunch of different companies, consolidate it, get it on a boat, get it on a container, and we'll see you in 3 months.
Yeah. Okay.
So we obviously didn't want to do that. What we did is we have great shipping rates with the carriers, whether it's FedEx, UPS, and I'm talking about international rates. So what we are doing is we are ordering things and shipping them by express. So for example, we have, whether it's Sonic, Nash, Wolf, Solar, while we can get them on the boat,
Right.
we decide to basically get it, UPS it, and get it delivered to us within a week. Some orders are coming in 48 hours.
Wow.
So that's what we're doing. And the brands that we've seen over there, you obviously have the big boys. You have the Nash, you have, which is coming, by the way. We don't have those products on the website yet. But Nash account is open already.
Okay.
We have Solar, Sonic, Rich
Nice.
Monkey, Thinking Anglers.
That's nice.
We have about 40 brands that are already on our website. But it was the smaller brands that we were looking at more closely because we know we're not going to get to see them or their catalog, so to speak, whenever we want. So this was that rare opportunity to go there and fish out,
Right.
unintended, right? Those cool new up-and-coming companies, so we can help them as much as they will help us, basically, because we all need each other to make this work.
Right.
And, so some of the cool products that we have seen, there's a company called Fishstone.
Okay.
We have them on our website, and if any of you have in the past fished with stones, meaning instead of a lead, you will use a stone with a basically strap system,
Uh-huh.
is beyond phenomenal. So we took up this company, we got their products on our website, we
Right.
have them in the LEDs category, it's called stone casting, and it's ingenious. I have seen it on Delaware River and heard about it a few times from others,
Yeah.
but this was the first time somebody created actual product where you can strap on a stone to your rig, and you have options whether you want that stone to be released automatically when the fish picks up your bait, or whether you want that to be fixed and stay there. I mean, it's ingenious.
Now, I have seen that done before over in Del Hollow. I forgot I think the guy's name's Phil, and I couldn't remember his last name. He actually, there's all kinds of these rocks that went with this type of area where we was fishing at, and he didn't have the weights with him. But mainly what he did, he had these certain stones. I mean, maybe it was maybe an inch or two, but he had a rubber band wrapped around that stone as an echo rock. I think it's one of echo rocks, and he had a rubber band wrapped around it and to the feet. He just tried to make it as most natural as most possible. You know what I mean? And I think that's what you're trying to describe, right?
That is exactly what it is. So now, finally somebody came up with an idea to try to turn it into a company, because you need a company behind it if you want a product like that basically released to masses.
Yeah.
And so I believe they 3D printed several different styles of stems to which the rubber band attaches. And they also have produced very heavy duty rubber bands in different styles. So
Okay.
some of them are straight rubber bands of different widths and lengths, but some of them are a little bit more complex, where they have strategically placed holes around them so you can grip those rocks better.
Okay.
And then you can use some of them as completely fixed system, like like with a lead, or
Yeah.
some of them will release and act like like a different type of rig that you can use in situations where you're fishing in those rocky areas, whether it's Del Hollow or Delaware River at some of the spots where I fish, where you cast into those spots between those large rocks,
Yeah.
and there are only two options. You're either going to get a run,
Or you're not.
and the fish will lift it up for you, or you will most likely get your rig stuck over there because of the lead, and you will likely lose it. Now, by being able to release the rock on the retrieval, whether you have a fish on it or not, just with a good yank, is phenomenal. Saves you gear, and is just brilliant. Now, it's not for every swim,
Right.
but a lot of swims that I frequent, this is absolutely brilliant for. So I will be testing it a lot this coming spring.
Heck yeah.
I mean, that's really smart.
It is very smart.
Because like I've thought about it, just like some of the comments, people were like, just like drilling a hole through a regular rock.
Yeah.
Go to wherever swim you're at and grab one of them rocks that's in that swim. So if it's in that swim, they're down there too. So it's a more natural,
I remember Jim from Westside Bait and Tackle. He actually had something similar to those too, and he just had a regular rock, and he had like a eye hook or eye loop. Am I saying it right? Not eye hook, but the
swivel.
he had some kind of just basically an eye screw that's screwed into the rock. If they drill a hole, small hole into the rock, and then they put like a little piece of
it's like a little piece of metal down there.
yeah,
With the little, like
and
a loop.
I mean, that's cool. It's the same idea. It's like what I mean, just trying to get that natural environment going on. I mean, so.
You guys carry boilies and stuff like that too?
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that when we were starting this business, I wanted to make sure that we do a couple of things as we grow, regardless of the growth. One of them was give every reputable company that is domestic a chance to be represented on larger scale. And while we understand that we are a newcomer to the carp tackle industry in US, we have a little bit of push. So why I'm saying this is we are the only ones that are actively advertising, paid advertising, the products that we sell. And this is growing as the season progresses. So we put in actual dollars and cents behind the products that we market. And we have several local companies, local I mean New York and Connecticut, that I know they're making good products, but they are only selling it to those who know.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to expand their market, let us make a couple of bucks, and let them get the name out.
Yeah.
So whether it's, a lot of people do know Carp USA. We're working with Lorenzo.
Yep.
So it's not like Lorenzo needs a huge shout out because people know he makes good stuff, and people do know him. But we have, for example, New England Carp Connection. They're making phenomenal baits,
Right.
especially the wafter, the dumbbells. Mike's Carp Bait. We're picking up his pickups.
Those
his
are here in
pop-ups,
Indianapolis.
and the boilies are
Indiana.
coming up. And so I want to make sure that we give as many local businesses a chance to be represented on a bigger scale.
Like
Before we
Monkey
picked up
Baits?
some of the
Working on it.
fancy stuff from, let's say, UK and the rest of the Europe. So now that we have a handful of the US companies with tie box pickups coming next, they actually arrived today, so we haven't announced it yet because it's going to take us about a week before we have them on our website. But Tyler's stuff is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's one of the companies that we wanted to pick up because we think it's going to be good for everybody. People like it, whoever is already using it. It just makes sense, right? But we want to make sure that we take Tyler's stuff, the tie bug pickups, advertise them, give them to more hands, more anglers.
Right.
So hopefully we help him grow as well as it helps us grow.
Yeah.
And only now we started bringing additional boilies and pop-ups and wafters from UK. So the company that we brought in recently, because everybody was raving about them, was DT Baits.
Okay.
And so we have a shipment that already came in, and they are selling like hotcakes. So with that being the result, we already have a shipment of boilies on the way.
Nice.
They should be hitting the store in about a week or less. And then there will be more. Nash has, some of the
That's some great
better
stuff.
hook baits that we'll be getting from them. CC Moore is an option, and there are a few others that we are working with. But again, we wanted to make sure that we stay true to what we wanted to do from the beginning and give the first opportunity to the domestic guys, our own homegrown guys. So what are you doing? Boilies, pop-ups, pickups, you name it. We want you first. Okay, we're not starving for a quick buck. We have, and the reason I'm saying this, I have 3 other businesses that are both e-commerce and brick and mortar. So we've never tried to make a quick buck.
Right.
But we also don't have to. You know, we have the financial support of the others. So this really makes it much more easier to do the right thing and bring the local companies to the forefront before we bring the foreign ones.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, I mean
That's nice for a lot of small companies though too that don't get that big, you know, put on that mainstream.
And mainly what you're doing here in the United States is that you're being one of those frontiers that actually make the sport grow better. You're actually feeding it, you know, feeding the other people that's, you know, that loves carp fishing, the passion for carp fishing, and make them grow even stronger too. And I think what you're doing, Rafael, I mean, it's great. I mean, it's great.
Especially, it lets you know how much it's growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For somebody like, I feel like himself to come in and step up to the plate like this and, you know, have a website to where you can reach out and get anything in the U.S. now.
Yeah, I mean, it's about 15 years, long time ago here in the United States, it was, I mean, I think it was just peaking. You know what I mean?
It really was.
And now carp fishing here in the United States, it's growing. It's growing faster and faster. It's almost getting faster than the bass anglers, just about. You know what I mean?
I mean, they have nice tournaments, stuff like that, too, for the bass, but, you know.
But, again, I mean, I said this before, in the United States, it's like, we're backwards. You know?
No, but you know, it takes somebody with and I don't want to take the credit for it because, you know, I'm hearing from others, you know, even before we started Carp Angler, what they think is needed. And I'm looking at those other small companies that I used to buy from, you know, how they're struggling sometimes to make the business end meets. And so, look, we extended it not just from boilies or bait in general. You know, take leads for example. Trilogy, Rob's from Trilogy. We are carrying not only their bait, we are carrying Rob's leads. We have it on our website, right?
Yeah.
And we don't just carry the product. You look up the bait, you look up the product, you're gonna see the company name right next to it. Trilogy Carp Baits.
Yeah.
So we're not taking the credit for carrying the cool product that they make. We're actually putting their name on the front face for the customer to face it. Rob Stout, he was on your show.
Yeah,
he makes phenomenal leads as well, right?
He makes some great leads. He makes the best leads.
We have Rob's leads on the website as well.
Yeah. I like
so
those,
we have those. And you know, there are a few other companies that we are already working with or that are coming on board. And again, if anybody has a product that is simply working well and you are domestic, come to us. We want to work with you first.
You guys heard that from him himself.
Yeah, we're still trying to work out some kinks with with bottom feeder baits. So it's like,
anybody got any questions for Rafael while we're on?
carp fishing
Is worth $7 billion a year. If we can get carp, expect it over here.
yeah, like kind of like what I was saying. When I say backwards, the United States being backwards, it's kind of like everywhere around the whole world, carp is a sport fish. But you get, you know, but here in the United States, it's not. They call it basically a trash fish. And it's like with football, United States is that's the #1 sport here.
Yeah.
But soccer is the #1 sport around the world. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I mean by backwards a little bit. And so,
Yeah.
you there, Raphael?
Yeah, no, look, I am with you guys. I
Okay.
think that this is, this takes a concerted effort
All right.
to push this forward. So, for example, us, opening up a business, pushing domestic product before we push the imports is one thing, right? So everybody can grow a little bit.
Yeah.
Creating content and throwing some of our money on it as far as we can, that goes a long way too. But we also want to support different tournaments, everything within obviously our financial reason. But with that being said, for example, I know myself, for example, that Carp Anglers Group, they do a phenomenal job, right?
Right.
I speak with Ian Sorrell, quite often, the president of CAG.
Yeah.
They have CAG Spring Big Four coming up right
I've
now.
seen that. Yeah. Yeah.
We are the main co-sponsor of that right now.
That's nice.
So right now, I would urge anybody to join it. There's $1,700 worth of prizes. And anybody can join from anywhere around the U.S. Just be a member of CAG or join and get on it. Then you have American Carp Society. I like what they are doing.
I do too.
We are sponsoring their upcoming events.
Yep. I like what they do.
Take a Kid Carping is another event taking place in the summer. We're sponsoring that.
And is that
Big River Open in West Virginia coming up. We're sponsoring that. So, to whatever degree we can, we're getting on the tournaments. So we're reinvesting as much money as we possibly can. We're probably reinvesting more than our accountant would like us to, just so we can get out there more, do the right thing, and I believe that in due time, that will help us as a business too. So don't get me wrong, there's a business angle to it too, but you can do both things. You can be for profit, you can be a business, and at the same time, you can be an honest business. You can take care of your customers, give them low prices, don't gouge them just because they don't have it available anywhere else, so you don't have to compete with anybody.
Right.
Because otherwise they have to order most of the stuff from UK.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't have to pay a $30 shipping for a $20 item. Okay? And believe me when I tell you this. If you ever, because right now I have seen enough price sheets from all of the vendors that we're working with. Trust and believe when I tell you this. If you ever felt like you bought anything carp related from anywhere else and you paid too much either for the product or for the shipping, you have. You have paid too much. You paid the carp tax because there are no competitors over here. Okay?
Right.
And the buck stops with us right here. It's going to take us, I believe, this whole season to ramp it up the way we want to. But if you see what we've done in the past 2 months alone, when we went from 0 to where we are right now, just multiply it by 6 and see where we are in a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, but that stops right now. You have no idea how many messages of support we receive.
Oh, I think it's
And there's
a great
nothing
job.
that drives us like this.
Yeah.
We would be on a Friday talking in the office, how many messages we are getting from not even customers, but hopefully customers to be, oh, thank God you came to the scene, I'm tired of paying so much either here or there, or people are ripping me off, and we are stopping that. There's no need to be greedy. We can all support each other. And that's going to change now with us. Oh, and by the way, real customer service. Okay, if the company that manufactures item is not going to stand behind it, okay, take it to the bank, we will.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like, hello, something new.
Yeah.
So
That's nice, man.
there will be a difference when you're buying from us. Okay, hell freezes over before we're going to have a customer that is going to be prissy because he wasn't taken care of. Look, it's easy when you buy an item from somebody and everything goes well.
Right.
Item gets delivered, nothing is broken, it lasts you a lifetime, everything's kumbaya. The question is, what happens when you buy from us and something goes wrong, or from somebody else? This is really how the companies are are made or the opinion later on will precede them. Aside from the fact what's the right thing to do.
Right.
And that's going to be the difference maker here. You know, you're going to see a real customer service. We have a real phone number on the website, real live chat that I happen to answer. And long story short, take it to the bank. You'll be always taken care of when you're shopping with us, whether the manufacturer stands behind it or not.
Wow. That's awesome, really.
Yeah, that
That's
really
really-
is. You don't get a whole lot of people
No, you
that,
don't.
you know, that.
You don't.
You
That's
know.
good to hear. That's really good to hear. But hey, I got a good question for you. Now, where were you born and raised at?
So I'm from Poland.
Okay.
I'm from Poland. I fished over there since I could probably walk. Then I came to US about, God, over 20 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
And yeah, and I remember last year, it was the year where, I got so seriously into carp fishing. I've been carp fishing throughout my life, but last year was it for me.
Okay.
I've fallen in love to it, at a pace that was ridiculous. And that was the epiphany. I remember buying from some other stores and complaining about what it was, a price of product or the price of shipping. And I will never forget getting a reply from one of the stores, well, if you don't like it, buy our own store or open your own. And so I'm like, fine, I guess that's what I have to do. And here we are 3 months later.
There you go.
Most people would say 3 years. He said 3 months.
Yeah, he's blew it up fast.
Nah, they lit a fire under his ass. That's what they did. He
It was
was like,
atomic bomb.
Yeah,
That's
he was
what
like,
it was.
okay, don't take this the wrong way, but my business is
how they
completely-
say there's a perfect diagram. You can probably look it up anywhere.
Right.
Screw around and you'll find out. The more you screw around, the more you'll find out.
Yep.
And you never know when you screw with the wrong person.
Oh, you'll know. Keep picking up that fire, and you're eventually gonna get burned.
So somehow, you got the fire passion up in you, didn't you?
No, so everybody has those singular moments in their life where they will trigger you to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a collection of things, but this was probably the last straw.
Right.
After which I was like, well, I guess that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
And here we are. So yeah, but we are stoked. The energy that we have at work, we have about a half a dozen staff. The energy that we have over there is phenomenal.
Wow.
We want to do this. We're not dreading coming to work. We're not dreading working. This is our passion.
Oh, I think you got an awesome job, bro.
It's that much easier to do when it's that type of feeling. You'll be hearing and you'll be seeing much more of us in the coming months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got an awesome job. That's what I work at. I'm a service technician for an apartment complex, and then when I got time, I do videos, and or I'm working in my garage putting bottom feeder baits together. But doing the videos and making bait, that's where I'm really happy at. And I think, like I say, anything I do with carp fishing, I love it, man. I love it. I think I can't get enough of it.
You're addicted to it.
I am.
It's that, plus I will never forget my wife telling me, like, you know what, it's a good idea that you open this goddamn business, because the amount of money you spend on the fishing gear, you might as well.
We actually got a question for you from one of the viewers that's watching, Ray Kulan. He said, what about stuff like replacement parts for pods? I ordered a pod from Big Carp Tackle and I needed to get a replacement part for it and they wouldn't help me.
So, look, I don't want to talk bad about anybody who can't defend themselves, over here at the same time. But I've heard similar stories before. Somebody got an alarm that stopped working, 1 out of 3. They wouldn't sell them a replacement because whatever vendor he bought it from, let's put it that way, wouldn't sell them a replacement. And the company actually in UK would not sell it to him direct anyway, so the poor guy was stuck
Right.
with 2 out of 3 alarms working. What did we do? This is a true story. I brought the alarm from UK, order it, send it to the guy at no charge.
Damn.
So, to answer that question, as long as we have the account open with that manufacturer, we'll bring you the parts upon request. If it's not something that we normally stocking, let us know. We'll bring it from UK or whatever it is, and we'll let you know the timeline and if there's any cost associated with it.
Wow.
So that should pretty much answer your question, Ray. Seems like
Answer my question.
if you need it and he can get it,
Yeah.
he's gonna get it for you. So.
Wow, that's awesome. We do have a couple questions, and we'll get back to your the business, but I kind of wanted to get to know a little bit more about you too. When did your passion for carp fishing start?
So back in the late '80s, I think.
Real quick, I'm sorry. How old are you?
I am 41 right now.
Okay, that's good. Good.
Late '80s, I was less than 10 years old. Friends of mine were fishing in the nearby ponds. We had 2 ponds nearby, about a half a mile away from my house.
Okay.
And, so we started fishing for shiners, but there's always that bigger fish that somebody was catching. And, it started with a shiner, went to a tench, and then I will never forget hooking the first carp on a potato. That was a very common bait in Eastern Europe and Central Europe, and I think it still is. And I will never forget the feeling. At that age, hooking anything close to 15, 20 pounds,
It's crazy, isn't it?
moving up from catching small shiners, is an absolute thrill of a lifetime.
Oh,
So you know how it is. Once you catch one of those bars of gold, there's no going back.
I know exactly the
And
feeling. Oh
From
my
then
God.
on, it was just a pure obsession, not just with fishing, but carp fishing specifically. We had tournaments that I would attend since I was a young teenager. The tournaments are much different from the ones here.
Yeah.
Far less payouts, shorter tournaments. But to be honest, at that point, thrill was just about the same, if not bigger, at that age. So that's how it started. And then I came to US. I had a period of time where I was not fishing because I did not know where to fish.
Okay.
And, it was after some years,
You was lost.
a
You know
couple
where
of
to do
trips to
that.
St. Lawrence that started this again. And then obviously joining CAG and joining, American Carp Society and, developing those friendships and those connections. The rest is history.
Yeah.
But it started in Europe, but it really solidified here.
Nice.
Hey, Lee Hahn said, tell them about the tutorial I took you on when we met for the first time.
Let me see that message. When we met for the first time. Also, Lee was one of the
I think he was
first
drunk
guys
that
that
night,
introduced me to fishing Connecticut River.
Okay.
So this was actually a funny experience. So we went to a semi-private place, the Game Club,
Yeah.
and he was hosting me. He was such a gracious host that when we started fishing, I came in with a bucket of buckbait. And Lee, being a proper Brit that he is, he refuses to use buckbait. He's just a straight boilie man.
Yep.
And with other so-called proper methods. Long story short, 5 carps in, with him not catching goddamn anything, he looked to me, he looked at my pot bait, and he says, well, maybe you could put some of that on my lead. And from then on, he will never admit this, but we're calling him the secret pot baiter.
That's funny.
He's only time he's packing bait on there is when everybody's asleep and they can't see him.
Well, in our neck of the woods, we call it closeted pot baiter. He thinks nobody knows, but it's like the worst kept secret in Connecticut.
I'm gonna give him hell for that next time we're down there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You a horse firm?
Yeah. I know you. So we'll do Neverlands in the U.S. What would your PB Common and your PB Mirror and PB Buffalo be?
So, where I fish, we really don't have much of a buffalo at all. So I don't have a buffalo under my bait, under my belt. Mirrors are very rare. My mirror is in the low 20s, and they are just the fact that we can catch one on the Delaware River is as rare of an opportunity as we will have. As far as the common goes, my PB is 35 pounds and 11 ounces.
Nice.
Where was that in the U.S. or the Netherlands?
No, this is all in U.S.
Oh, okay.
This is all in U.S. In Europe we often have those, as we refer to them, pet carp. So it's not even fair to be comparing what you can catch in Europe because you go to a pay lake in Europe, you can catch a 60-pounder that will feed in the same spot. It's much easier to catch. There's nothing like catching a wild river common in mid-30s. So 35 pounds, 11 ounces on Delaware River. That was actually last year. And I had, I think, last year, 630s.
Okay.
630s that I had last year. 35.11, 34.6, 34, and I think a few more in that range.
I'm just showing.
Hey, he said your wife's PB, Raphael, not yours.
Some of this.
So we have a running joke because every single time we go fishing with Costa, it's his wife that happens to be catching most of the fish. Okay? It's probably because me and Costa are too ugly, so the fish can see us from the bankside. And she's the only one catching. And I remember it was, I think last year she was able to pull out, I think it was a 34-pounder.
Wow.
Which was amazing. While I think Costa, the husband, was blanking out next to her. So it was beautiful to see. I mean, anytime she catches and he doesn't is a good day.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, real quick, guys. Hey, you guys out there, if you guys don't mind, when you guys get a chance, go to our YouTube channel, Team Fish Fighters. If you're not a subscriber yet, please do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also Raphael's, he's got a good YouTube channel too himself. Carp Anglers TV, check him out. Go ahead and give him a subscription. Hit that like button, hit that bell button, so you can be notified automatically with the great carp adventures.
His and ours.
Yes, sir. So I'm sorry, Raphael. Go on, bro. Oh, here.
Yeah.
Let me give you another good question for you. Now you do your own. Do you do your own rigs and all that stuff?
I'll tie my rigs in the winter time when there's obviously downtime.
Right.
But it seems like by the middle of the spring, I'm starting to run out.
Okay, gotcha.
So I do defer to some pre-tied rigs after that. I try to find time to tie them, but between running the business and actually trying to go out fishing, sometimes the river over here is a little bit unforgiving. We really lose a lot of leads and rigs on Delaware and Connecticut rivers. That's just the nature of the beast. So it's going to be a mixture of both. Testing a couple of new rigs this spring. Bungee rig being one of them.
Oh, nice.
So we will be posting videos
There you go.
and how-tos.
Nice.
So we will have that content for others that are wondering, what's the difference between this rig or that rig, and in what situation it might be better than other. And then again, we have Joel Harbor, who's also managing our YouTube channel.
That's awesome.
He will be also providing amazing content. He's done it before for other brands, and he's working with us right now. So he will be also dishing out some amazing content, a little bit more technical in nature. So I urge everybody to tune into our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Check them out. Definitely check them out.
Costa said, ask Raphael about using garlic to pre-bait and burning spot for 2 weeks.
Oh yes, so it was last year. I was going to Pennsylvania to fish on Delaware River.
Okay.
Nothing was working in that spot. We decided to go crazy and simply use a lot of garlic in the buckbait that we did. We used so much garlic that when I tell you we dropped a piece of buckbait in the water, there is such thing as too much. The small shiners would not come around it. They would be circling this like little sharks, but they would not dare to bite. I am telling you, this thing works. And what I mean by that, when I came home, I was smelling of garlic so bad that my mother-in-law staying at her house didn't want to come over. So I started using it more often.
Oh, you hate this smell. He probably put he sprinkled it around the whole outside the house. Like how you keep ants out and stuff.
I have all the love in the world for my mother-in-law. I mean, right now she cannot come anyway because she broke her rib. She broke one rib.
Oh no!
And people ask me what happened, and I told them, it was very windy, and she fell off the broom. So I don't have to use the garlic for time being, but it will happen again.
Yeah, we'll keep with that story, okay?
No, that's funny.
That's fun.
That was really funny.
I might have to use that garlic thing to keep some of my family members away. No. Okay. Now here's one. What do you prefer the most? Lakes, rivers, ponds, or canals?
Rivers. The only still water that I like is if it's in the bottle.
Yeah.
I am just, I fished so much of the still water in Europe.
Yeah.
That when I finally started fishing actual flowing rivers, I fell in love with this.
Oh.
So a river for me, any time of day. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I have a decent pay lake, I'll go for a session any time of the day. But if I have to pick between some favorite spots on the river and a still water, it will be a river all day long.
Wow, nice. Like that. That's awesome. Because it's in your opinion, it's a different type of fight, isn't it?
Oh, it is a different fight.
Yeah.
It is a different fight. I mean,
they're more
that
stronger.
River carp is not only typically stronger and leaner,
Yeah.
It's more of a torpedo than anything else.
Right.
But when you get that carp and you let him run in the channel, then you're in for a fight. And you really don't know sometimes if you're having just an angry 15-pounder
Right.
or if you're having something 30 plus.
Yeah.
So, even though it's a river, there's especially a tidal Delaware,
Right.
that carp can go absolutely bonkers in there. If you let him, in the channel. And it's just so much fun. Suddenly you realize very often that 200 yards of line on your spool is just not enough. I mean, it was the same day when I caught my 35-11
Nice.
last October. I lost what we thought, or several of us, was a 40 plus, a 40-pounder. And what happened is I definitely didn't have enough line spooled at that point because I had to do some cutbacks on the overnight session. And the carp that I had was literally like a choo-choo train. I could not stop it. At some point I started seeing daylight between the line and the spool. And I had to tighten the drag, and that rod just bent,
Wow.
until the line popped.
No kidding. Wow.
And so
It is
river all
heartbreaking.
the way, brother.
That is heartbreaking. Wow. That's crazy. There's another question. Now I know you probably couldn't make it this year to our carp chili meet. Now, could there be a chance that you come to next year?
I probably will be very tempted to. Because, I mean, remember, we do crazy things over here on a moment's notice.
I can imagine just talking to you right now. I can see it.
we decided to fly to the Netherlands for the show.
Yeah.
What was it? 2 days before.
Oh, really?
So that's right.
It was
This
just,
was
hey.
not planned. It was a friend of mine calling. Another Rafal from the lake house in Connecticut calling me and just saying, hey, listen, I think you should go. You know, I think you really need to go and show your face. I'm like, you think so? He says, yes. I'm like, okay, I think it now. Let's go.
I think you should. I think he should show his face at the chili meet.
I think you should. Yeah, I think you should.
And I think we should go and see if that chili is the bee's knees that everybody's talking about.
Yep. We got a guy.
We got a sponsor.
This year, Kenny Mack. He's actually. I mean, anybody's more welcome to bring chili.
Yeah.
And this tradition has been going on for a long time. And that's why we've been calling it the Hoosier Carpers Carp Chili Meat. So, I mean, it all started way back in the day where a couple of anglers got together, and then I don't think it started with chili, but
but it started. It started at Westside Bait, right? Didn't it?
I believe it was Rick Slinker and one of our old teammates. They call him the Carpinator. I forget his name. But a couple other, Dale Anderson, I believe, Gilbert Huxley. But they all got together, and then they started this Hoosier Carpers just to get the tournaments together.
Yeah.
And then of course they ate a lot.
And then it was like a swap meet.
Yeah. And
it started.
The swap meet started at the Westside Bait and Tackle Jim Donlin.
Well, forget about carping. You had me at chili.
Oh, chili, yeah. Now,
well, there will be plenty of chili this year.
Yeah, and
we still got people that's going to be bringing.
And of course, that chili's free. The drinks will be free. The only thing we want everybody to do is just mainly spend their money on the vendors. And
well, now you're just making me hungry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the chili's good. I love chili. I'm all for chili.
But there will be a lot of people there.
I mean, the aftermath might be a little different later on the next day. But,
yeah.
Yeah, but it is. It is.
I like chili with no beans.
Really?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't.
I like beans.
I don't like beans.
You don't like beans?
No.
I love beans.
I've been into some places I'm not proud of.
Yeah, you know.
Back when I was younger. And
Oh my God.
that's all they give you.
Yeah. Beans. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll leave it as that. But I got another. You got any questions? You got another question?
Yeah. Earlier you was talking about, when you first came over here, you really didn't know, or not over here, but the places you was looking for carp, you wasn't really finding big carp. So now that you've came a long way, how do you scout out a new swim when you're looking to target bigger carp?
Well, so I will actually tell you that I didn't know what I didn't know. So it wasn't until I started fishing with Lee Hearn, who's, I think, commenting heavily over that. That bloke taught me actually how to do this, okay? And anybody who wants to know stuff should really ask him. I can only tell you what he taught me. You have to check the spot, not just the surroundings of the bank. See the depth of the river. Check that. Check what the bottom is made of. Talk to others if you can, but scout the place yourself. Then slowly start deciding what rigs you're going to use. If you're on a tidal river, get an app. I think it's called Tides.
Okay.
It is free.
Yeah.
If you want the odds with it.
We use it.
It will tell you how the tide will be changing and when, which is really invaluable information.
Yeah, because it shows you where
And you
the
start
canal
there.
is.
And
the
then
channel
on
is
top of
changing.
that, take notes when you're fishing if you're planning coming back over there. Check the barometric pressure. Check the temperature. Check actually the water temperature, not just the air temperature. But the barometric pressure is also coming to play, and it's important. On top of that, make sure you really take those notes. Okay, so you have something to compare it to. when you're going to come back next time. Different swims behave differently. Some spots are great for spring, some are dead in the spring, but work phenomenal in the late fall. So again, having the data is really the most important part. I started doing this now, and also what I do is when I go to different spots, I take a good video of the spot,
Okay.
and I name it in my phone. I download it in my computer. I put some coordinates with it. You know, between the Delaware River and Connecticut River, I have probably about 3 dozens of spots that I can frequent, but they behave so differently. And also subscribe to the gauges, local water levels. If you are fishing on a river, sometimes dams open, sometimes dams close.
Yeah.
The water levels change. Sometimes they will release extra bit of water from the reservoirs nearby. That not only can change the temperature suddenly, make it swing. Sometimes you can have extra gunk coming from the reservoir when they release it from the bottom, dead algae and stuff. So while this might not help you immediately to give you that immediate return on that investment, which is your time, it will pay its dividends later. Okay, there's a pattern to most of the swims. Take data, follow this. It will not fail you long term.
Wow. Good
That's
job.
not a good
Yeah,
information.
that's awesome information. I like that. I like
You
that.
can
a
tell
lot.
he's definitely a wild
Yeah,
water guy.
oh, he's definitely a wild water guy.
For sure.
So,
Do you want to?
what?
Anybody out there got a question for Raphael?
Yeah.
We don't want to hog all the time. Let you guys, you guys might have a couple good questions for him too as we
So,
go through this. Go ahead, James, and then we'll catch up to
okay,
questions after that.
I'll do this one here for you real quick. What would you say your favorite memory or a special moment in carp fishing?
Favorite memory would be going back to last season. It was, I think, it was early spring,
Yeah.
and we went by Wallkill River in New York, and we had an absolute cleanup session with 2 of my good friends. We had an amazing time. I think we had, in 8 hours, probably close to 20 carps between us.
Oh wow, nice job.
Various sizes between smaller dinks and nice 20s. And it's very nice to catch your 30-pounder, mid 20, upper 20. But it's the experience really that matters. Just like you mentioned, the memories. So I like to go with friends. I don't like fishing by myself. If I don't have to,
Right.
I will not. I will always ask somebody, hey, can you come? Do you want to come with me? Or what are you doing today? That's what it's about with me. I want to go with somebody, have those experiences and those moments.
Yeah.
I will enjoy fishing by myself if nobody else is coming, but there's just a different vibe to it, as
It
you
is.
know.
It is.
When you can sit with a buddy of yours, either crack a cold one or just enjoy your day
Glad you're talking.
and fish with somebody. It's just a different experience. And besides, blanking together is always better than blanking by yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
Uh,
Got a question for you. Lee Hahn said, tell us about the merch.
the merch. What is the merch?
Oh, yes. So I'm assuming you mean the Carp Angler branded merch coming up.
Oh.
So we started with the t-shirts, which we are sending to about 12 of our field reps that we have.
Oh, the merch.
And it's a really cool t-shirt. It's on our website. It's called Blanking in Progress. So we wanted to come up with something funny, still make it PG-13, but but make it interesting and a little quirky. So obviously it's our logo on the front. On the back, it's a big sign that says "Quiet, please." Blanking in progress. Okay. So that T-shirt has been on a pre-order. We, I think, have them coming in about a week or a week and a half.
Nice.
It's a phenomenal seller, but that's just the beginning. So one of our businesses deals with textiles, clothing, and all of that stuff, right? It's a separate business that we have. So it's a very low-hanging fruit for us, and we already decided that toward the end of the year, once we settle with all other carp angler gear, we're going to go heavy on the merch. So we're going to have carp fishing jackets, pants, hoodies, more t-shirts, more gear to wear. Some of them will be funny, some of them will be professional, so there will be something for everybody. But remember, this is something we're already doing for about 15 years on the other business. So all we have to do is just get to the drawing board and whip it out. So it's coming, guys. Later in the year, there will be a decent lineup of it.
Since you brought up the merch and everything like that, and so that's pretty much what one of your other businesses consist of. Pretty much is what you're saying.
So I have 3 other businesses. One of them is refereestore.com. We manufacture uniforms and produce a lot of gear for all the sports officials, whether you're a football referee, baseball umpire, soccer referee. There's a very good chance you're wearing a product that we are producing. We're manufacturing it and we are selling it. The other business that we have is Modern Aquarium. Website is just like that, modernaquarium.com. If you have an aquarium, there's a good chance you have purchased from us. We are one of the big boys out there in the space.
Yeah.
And similarly, to the carp angler, that's what we do.
Right.
Flat rate shipping or free shipping. But yeah, that's what we do. And the third one is we have a pet store.
I got a pet store.
Because, if you have an aquarium business, most of the accounts are the same that deal already with other pets. So that's the 3 businesses that we have, and we've been doing that for about, 15 years right now.
Wow.
Nice.
Good job.
Okay, so the where I was going with that is, our team, we need to find an avenue for us to do team shirts.
Yeah.
And not only team shirts, but
I mean, we got a press and everything, but I think our problem is trying to find the right deals on T-shirts.
yeah, it's
that's
not
where
as
we're
easy,
going wrong. Yeah, we're not really we're business people, but we're not really good business people.
But yeah, so
try.
we need to find somebody that can manufacture our shirts for our team, and then if the price is right and stuff like that, like everything we do is pro bono. So the money that we make from the chili meat, is what we're going to use to invest into some shirts that we can eventually sell and put that money right back into the team.
I mean, I was like same thing like with you, Rafal. We was gonna come like with funny quotes on T-shirts too, like I like when my rod shakes or something like that. I mean, just other little funny little things,
So look, after the podcast, hit me up with some information. Let's talk. I can tell you what we are doing, how we are doing this. So maybe we can help you out a little bit with this.
Yeah, appreciate that.
It's all dependent on volume. If it's a low volume, we're doing this in US. And it's obviously at a much higher cost.
Yeah.
Once we see the proof of concept, for example, for our merchandise that it's going, then we're going to a full production overseas.
Yeah.
And that obviously carries, much bigger minimums.
Right.
To achieve that low price.
Yeah.
But there are always options. So let's talk. Hopefully we can mend something here and come up with something that will work for you.
All right.
Nice.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Well, I got a question for you. Just had it. So just give me 1 second. So you've got no one. Okay, there you go. Who do you look up to as a mentor for advice on carp fishing? Or who did you use to?
As a angling mentor?
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I will default to Lee Hearn.
Okay.
He's in Connecticut. I will tell you first, a lot of questions that I have and some of the business decisions that are being made are after consulting with him. He really knows his stuff.
I bet.
There is just nobody out there like him with the amount of knowledge that he has.
Nice.
I also am friends with Brian Wingard. Brian Wingard is
He's been on here commenting.
He was a professional angler on the books with a couple of companies in UK.
Yeah.
Before he started his own real estate business.
Yeah.
So I am in contact with him all the time. Whatever other technical questions I might have, I go to him. I'll consult sometimes with Joel Harbour. Joel is a wealth of knowledge as well. So I have several other people that we will brainstorm sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But I would put basically Lee Hearn as the guru of carp fishing. As much as we screw around with him, telling everybody that he's the catfish master, because he is, he's really a wealth of knowledge. So if anybody wants to know something about carp angling, whether it's methods, what works, what doesn't work, knots, I mean, you name it, he's the guy in US that I haven't been able to find anybody better.
Nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
Lee Martin said I'm blushing.
Yeah, I used to watch Brian Wingard's YouTube channel a lot too back in the day.
Okay, I got a question for you. When you fish, obviously for carp, do you use a lot of flavor in your pack bait, or just very little? And what is your go-to flavor?
So this is where Lee Hearn comes for advice for me. This is probably the only instance. Now, I try to keep it simple if I don't know the swim. So most of the time, I'll take a large quick oats.
Okay.
I will take one panko, and I have my preferred store brand, which is Stop and Shop.
Okay.
I will take half a container of grits, 2 6-ounce pockets of strawberry jello,
Strawberries are good.
and I think you top it off with 4 to 5 cream corns, small cans. And then as a kicker, I put about 3 ounces of vanilla extract.
All right.
And that does it for most of the places most of the year. Okay. Then what I do is, when I go to different swims, I will take small containers of other attractants with me. So if I'm having a hard time with that because sweet is not doing this,
Right.
I'll open it up, I'll get a little bit of garlic into it. Sometimes you can go a little bit cayenne pepper if you have catfish a little bit too active where you are. You know, God knows they hate spicy. And so you pivot. Depending what's going on at the swim, you pivot. But that's my starting point. Your traditional strawberry jello, panko pot bait. And then, you know, there are other attractants that have been working really well for me. So the impulse ones, I have been using this in the past. You can find it on our website. You can find it on the Impulse website. The company is called Biosource, but we have it on our website. And it's not the cheapest thing, but when the desperation mode kicks in,
Yeah.
I do go for that, and I add it to my pack bait. It has amino acids in it. That has quite a bit of science behind it as to why it works and how it works. It's a feeding stimulant,
Yeah.
but it works. The only thing is, it's not the cheapest thing.
No.
So I only use it if I really am having a hard time that day, or if it's a tournament, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear a lot of people use amino acids a lot. You know.
Like betaine and stuff like that?
Yeah. Yeah. But like you said, that especially amino acids, that's not cheap either. Amino acid powder and all that kind of protein powder. But
Dynamite baits, you ever heard of that?
yeah, dynamite baits, I heard of that.
They sell a lot of different amino acids.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. What would you say your dream lake you would like to fish at? What's one of your dream lakes? Or you have, or and it's tough to be.
So I do have my favorite spot,
Yeah.
and that's where I went. I think 4 or 5 times between summer and fall of last year. So it's the lake house in Connecticut.
Nice.
The lake
It's a
house.
phenomenal place. I think they just popped up on the scene last year.
Yeah.
It's literally as it's as it reads. It's a lake house. So when you pay them, you're getting the house.
Okay.
You get the beautiful gazebo right by the dock.
Nice.
You get internet at the gazebo. You get TV at the gazebo. And the
that's a
fish
fishing
are
trip.
plentiful and in large sizes. I went there one evening and we had, I think, me and my wife went there for the overnight session. We had, I think, 2 30-pounders. We had a handful of 20s.
Wow.
And that was the night fishing over there. So the lake house in Connecticut is it. I think this is the only venue that I know that is trying to basically replicate what they're doing so successfully in Europe. You see those European anglers going to those, fancy manicured locations
Yes.
and catching those beautiful fish, having those
Yes.
beautiful pictures,
Oh yeah.
and being comfortable doing so.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is. I booked it for my birthday in June, by the way, so at the very latest, that's when I'll go there, but I'm sure I'm going to find myself over there in spring again. It's some of the pictures I think that I have sent you were actually from the lake house.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Beautiful carp.
It's a phenomenal place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Costa said lake house only for the rich people, $1,000 for 3 days.
Oh.
Listen, Costa
Well, there you go.
spent 15 times as much on his fishing gear last year. He shouldn't be complaining. But yeah, I mean, look, they are definitely not the cheapest, but for what it's worth, if somebody's looking for a getaway, a birthday gift for yourself, or anything of the sort, this is it.
Oh wow.
It's a beautiful house that you have to yourself.
Yeah.
The gazebo, the grill, the fishing, and you can watch TV all night as you're fishing, or you can you can sleep in the gazebo, it's a huge one. You can set up your bivvy in the gazebo if you want, or you can set it up right on the bank.
I like that.
I mean, I have never seen anything like it in the US. It costs, I think, $350 a night for a minimum of 3 nights, so this is like a short vacation. But you get your money's worth as far as fishing goes, because they have those, I have seen them posting those 40-pounders from there. Mirrors on top of that. It's absolute insanity.
Lee said, he said, Raphael's taking me. It's kind of a first date.
Oh.
And then he said,
Well,
he said
so-
he said to let you know, but he don't kiss on the first date.
That's a lie. Everybody knows that's a lie.
Oh, you do kiss on. You do kiss on the first date. Is that what you're trying to say?
Minimum third place with Lee on a first date. That being said, I actually invited him to the lake house when I was going there last time. But for some reason, I think he was working. He couldn't come, but the invitation was there.
Gotcha. But,
Looking forward to it. Rick Slinker said looking forward to a visit.
hey, give me 1 second. Look like I got to change the battery out.
So anybody else got a question for
No, actually,
Raphael?
we're
Are we good?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
Anybody else got a question for Raphael? You know Lee does.
Hey, I think
He's a tall guy trapped in a short body.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, no, since you're from overseas, do you know what the term, and I'm kind of doubt some people maybe know this in the United States, but what's the term of fizzies mean?
What's the term again?
Fizzies? Fizzies.
Fizzies. No, I don't know.
Oh, man, maybe. Okay, maybe I'm like the only one who knows this or something.
I mean,
No, do you know?
no, but
No.
I got a feeling you're gonna tell us.
Yeah. Fizzies, looking for carp when they see bubbles. You ever heard that term?
Oh, okay, that's what you're
Oh,
talking about. Yes, of
fizzers.
course.
Fizzers.
It's fizzers, not
Thank you.
fizzies.
Sorry,
Fizzers.
Fizzers.
Got it.
Is it?
When the carp is foraging on the bottom. Got
Yeah,
it.
you'll see them air bubbles come up.
Yeah, thank you, Lee.
It means
for pointing that out.
leveling carp. Feeding bubbles.
There you go.
They probably do name it something, fizzers like
Gilbert
that.
Huxley's the one who told me that when we was interviewing him one time.
Yeah, no, I mean, we obviously, that's what we're looking for oftentimes. You know,
Yeah.
you're looking for breaching, you're looking for, what is it again? Fizzing. So yeah, I mean, you look for that when you go carp fishing, right? Those are good indicators. Now,
Costa said fart.
it's important to know that sometimes what looks like fizzing
Yeah.
can be an underwater spring releasing the bubbles. So it's not always, like Costa says, farting carp. It's not always a farting carp. You know, we have a popular spot in Pennsylvania where the so-called fizzing is actually not that. Everybody gets tricked by it. There's an underground, underwater spring
Okay.
that causes this. And it's very confusing to those people who are new to the spot, who want to come over there. They will pack bait the hell out of that spot. They will bait it for days. And they will wonder, well, why is there bubbling going on all the time, but I'm not getting no bites?
Right.
You know, so just keep that in mind.
So we got a question for you. It's let's see. It's Brian Rand. He said, "Are you going to carry any Fox stuff?"
Question mark. We don't know. So it took us a trip to the Netherlands to convince Nash to open the account with us.
Okay.
Okay, they don't open it for anybody. But you know, it was one of those moments. Hey, if a guy flew all the way from U.S. to talk to us for 2 hours, we're gonna open his account. He's serious.
Yeah.
So Fox wasn't there. Fox is nearly impossible to reach.
Okay.
I have sent them an email, and what we've decided is that let's finish up with the brands that actively want to work with us right now. And then through some back channels that we have, we can reach Fox and discuss this with them. It could be a case of them basically not getting the contact information from us that we've sent them, because they are an absolute massive company.
Right.
I believe that's what it is. That's what I want to believe. But we will see this through probably in the next month, so we at least will get some clarity whether Fox is coming or is not coming.
Now, what we should do here in the United States is blow Fox, you know, just keep blowing up Fox, call them up, and, hey, Fox, you need to go to carpanglers.com.
Yeah,
you know,
my guy Raphael's trying to get a hold of you, man.
and get the whole United
what's
States
the
saying,
holdup?
hey, we're ready to back you up, Fox. You know, we can give you more business overseas. Come on.
No, like he said, it.
You know, so I mean, look, let's be realistic here. Some of the very few companies, but there are 2 or 3 companies that refuse to work with us.
Okay.
Just because they have a good friendship or somebody whispering in their ear from another competing company, right?
Right.
So those things happen in life, and we were expecting that. You know, I will tell you that we even had some other companies trying to block us from importing things from UK. Period. They would, for example, reach out to other freight forwarders to make sure they do not work with us, just to eliminate the competition. So that happens, I think, in all walks of life, where people that you want to compete with will try to throw roadblocks in front of you.
Right.
I don't want to name any names because, again, they are not here to defend themselves.
Right.
So I'm not going to do that. But long story short is 95% of the companies that we wanted to work with already gave us a thumbs up and either are working with us or stuff is happening behind the scenes that is just a matter of time before their products will show up on our website. But there are selected few where we had those frank conversations with the owners of those other companies. And it was as simple as like, look, we don't want to disturb the waters right now. Let's revisit this maybe a year or 2 from now. And we were friendly, we were cordial. We understand how it goes. I don't have to agree with this, but I have to respect this.
Yeah, because
So
it could be
there
just
will be
wanting to
some
see.
companies that are not happening right now, but will probably happen later. We are very new to this, so
Yeah, so they probably want to give them time too to maybe look and see how long you guys are going to stay in business and making sure that you guys are not just a pop-up shop.
True, I can see that.
You know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Right. So what helps us is that I can tell you this from when we were speaking to, for example, Nash and other companies at the show. The fact that we have existing businesses that are in business for about 15 years right now, and we are quite successful there.
Right.
Oftentimes would be the thing that pushes them over the fence to work with us, because now they have a little bit more confidence in us being able to push through.
Right.
Now, I can tell you this. 2 months in, we have the sales rolling in through the store that we would never imagine having in probably 6th or the 9th month of being in business. The sales are rolling in like crazy.
Nice.
It is all word of mouth, people sharing us, sharing our name, our link, and us just doing the right thing. We haven't even done anything serious for the community yet. A couple of sponsorships of bigger tournaments, smaller tournaments, doing the right thing. That's nothing. We haven't proven ourselves really yet. That is going to take time, but people took a flyer on us to the extent that we are not catching up with the orders that we are placing from UK and from other parts of the Europe. So Carp Angler as a business is growing like absolutely crazy on steroids. So it's definitely here to stay. Whether, for example, Fox will happen or not will make no bearing on that. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
We will make sure that it does happen, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure it happens. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, we are at the point that we already know that this is going to be a very successful venture. And I think the carp community should be really happy with that, because either other brands and other companies will follow and drop their prices when it comes to shipping or product prices. That's what happens when competition enters the market everywhere.
Yeah, either that
Okay, so it's in
going to drop their
everybody's
prices
business, and we're not afraid of this. We've done it before. Don't get me wrong, we are for profit,
Right.
but we can do it fairly to you and fairly to us.
Yeah.
You guys ever thought about having your own carp products under your guys' name?
So, yes, we're having those conversations in the background. We are producing our own bags, for example, duffel bags and those type of things. So, we can produce a carp rucksack or a carry-all in a matter of a month.
Now,
But we want to stay focused and first finish the dealings that we have with all other companies
right.
before we get to producing our own merchandise and line of products. If all stars align perfectly, in fall this season we're going to start doing this, at the latest in spring, the next spring. But that will be the realistic expectation. We first want to unleash all other brands, whether it's domestic or foreign, before we come back full circle and do what we can do ourselves.
Right. We used to have a bait shop called Westside Bait and Tackle, and he actually had product from overseas that which he branded his own product. And basically, it wasn't the best. It was good product, but it was good product that was for like beginning carpers. And then eventually, those beginner carpers will get into it really good, start getting hot and heavy into carp fishing, and then they can start getting the better equipment. The West Side at the time, Jim Donland, he had this product called Bank Fishing System, and it was a great product for beginner carpers, and that's what got me started. I started on Bank Fishing System, and then I moved on to other stuff. But I think it maybe something you guys don't want to do in the future, get some product like that. And I still got that website. Jim gave me that website a long time ago, where you can order from them, and then you just have your own branding name put onto it. But that was a lot. It's cheaper product, but it got a lot of the people more passionate about that carp fishing stuff. If you know what I'm talking about.
So, I don't know the specific product you're referring to, but I think what you're saying is very true. So, you know how it is, right? You get into the carp fishing,
Yes.
it's a ton of gear that we like to have,
Yeah.
right? You need to have some beginner stuff that is easy on the wallet.
Yes.
And in due time, you know how it happened with you, with me, probably with all of us, right?
Right.
We get those first, $15 Chinese alarms.
Yeah, that's where I
Some
get it from.
ugly
too,
stick that is,
actually.
second or third hand. Forget about a bait runner at the beginning. You're gonna get whatever spinning reel you can get,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you will move up. You will upgrade your gear a couple of times along the way.
Right.
So the idea for us is to make sure, at least the way I am placing the orders, I want to make sure we have a good selection of the beginner gear. We have some fancy schmancy stuff, okay, for those that want to spend the extra dollar or two. And we have some intermediate range of products that is that step up from the beginner stuff. So we don't want to be the fancy schmancy store.
Right.
We don't want to be the beginner store only. We want to have all stages of the carp angling. There's always a step up from what we're having, but the beginner gear has to be there. And so we are working with more companies to bring the cheaper stuff in, but the struggle that we have is with the cheaper stuff, you know how it is, right? Sometimes the cheaper it is, the worse it is. So we want to make sure that we pick the best from the cheapest stuff and offer that.
Right.
So we're taking a little bit of time with some of the products that we haven't used or heard of before we release them, because look, it makes us no good if we release something that just because it's cheap,
Yeah.
that is going to break on you, then we have to replace it. Before we replace it, we have to get a phone call from you, or an email, or a live chat. Somebody has to answer this. It costs us man hours. And in order for us to be able to afford that $5 shipping, because it's all a cost, right? The shipping doesn't really cost $5. And keep the prices low, that's going to bite into the margins. We made a business decision that we have to bring the products that are not bad,
Right.
including the cheap ones, okay? They have to last. And so there's a little bit more effort on our part to make sure that we bring those products that work and are cheap rather than just cheap. The selection is already decent, but there will be more. All I'm saying is it takes a little bit of legwork for us to
Right.
source the good, cheap products than it is those fancy ones or the intermediate range, because those are mostly proven already.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a question?
What do you prefer the most? Fishing during the daytime or fishing at night?
So that's interesting. Up until last year, it was daytime all the way.
Yeah.
As of last year, couple of fishing trips to the lake house and a fishing trip overnight in Pennsylvania on Delaware River produced the best results of my entire season. It was absolute insanity on both the lake house and the Delaware River. We had numerous 30s that I mentioned. Almost all of them, with the exception of one, came on the overnight sessions. My advice is now, fish with somebody when you're fishing overnight. I consider myself a good swimmer, but respect the beast. If you're fishing on a river, fish with
Yes.
somebody.
Yeah.
We have
I agree with
way
that.
too many helicopter tours this season on the Delaware River, reminding us respect the beast.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, invest a few bucks in a good headlamp. And what I have bought that helped make those overnight sessions easy is one of those it's a compact, like a construction light that actually works on Milwaukee batteries for the power tools. Given that I have a ton of those, I take that light with me, lights up the whole area for the whole night with a couple of Milwaukee batteries.
Okay.
And then fishing with somebody is the best thing ever. So night sessions are my favorite right now. Now, I fished with Lee a couple of times, but I'm gonna leave it at what was in the bivvy stays in the bivvy. I'm not gonna say anymore. His wife might be watching.
Oh my God.
He said next investment is large van. He said probably Mercedes Sprinter, so he can fit all his new gears in there. Probably no room for mother-in-law.
Oh.
No, so listen, no, that's not true. So first of all, I upgraded to a Jeep. So I got a Wrangler last year, Rubicon, so I can get through that mud. There is always a room for my mother-in-law. I have a roof rack. It's always available. Okay, I'll take it anytime.
He's been killing me with the jokes, man. He said there's always room for mother-in-law. He says I got a roof rack.
All right.
I always have some duct tape and some rope in the trunk. I'm always ready.
Yeah, Rick Slinker said garlic smell. She won't go.
What is there's one? What is one of the weirdest moments that you ever had in carp fishing?
One of the
Probably
weirdest moments when carp fishing.
Weirdest moments.
Maybe something you've seen or experienced while you was fishing, or
somebody.
You know what?
Start taking his clothes off.
I think it's going to be last October. Lee Hearn and Kyle, they put out this great tournament, Connecticut Open. So me and my wife were fishing it. We lasted 3 out of 4 nights before my daughter got sick and we went back, or at least that's the story and I'm sticking with it. And middle of the night, the first night, we have a bear come up.
Oh, wow.
You know, yeah, so we're staying in a bivvy. I was so tired out of it, I did not give a you-know-what that the bear is dead. I mean, I had the bear spray with me. I had let's just say I was parking, so I didn't feel like I had to get out of there. Plus, all we get over there is black bears. We don't get the grizzlies over there, it's just the black bears. I'm sorry, black bears. That's all we get in Connecticut. So he comes the first night. Then he comes the second night. Then I get a raccoon. And then I get one of those wolf spiders. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
practically in the bivvy.
Nice.
And as I'm waking up, like this is not enough of a dark comedy. I'm waking up. It's about 5 in the morning. It's still darkish. I have the entire, looked like 75 yards, not feet, long tree flowing down the river right in front of my rods. I have never sprinted so fast to my rods to make sure I reel it in, because if there's a branch going under the water deep enough to catch my line,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm getting my rods back. And so that tournament, as phenomenal as it is, it's absolutely unforgiving in certain situations. Everybody was dealing with the same thing. But those couple of nights there were definitely something else. Anybody who wants to challenge themselves, do the Connecticut Open tournament in late October. Kyle and Lee, they do it really well. Mostly it's Kyle. Lee's just there to make him look good. But yeah, I think that would be it. I mean, if you can survive those 3-4 nights over there, in those temperatures, in those unforgiving conditions, and the river was really giving it to everybody.
Wow.
Everything else will seem like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we had weed beds the size of nursing homes floating by, like
Nursing homes.
I'm serious. I'm not playing. Like a huge weed. We got pictures.
Are you talking about up
In
north?
Connecticut.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, yeah, I'm telling you, it's no plaything up there, man.
Because
it's.
I haven't been up there yet, so
It can be like
I
you
heard
said,
stories.
It can be unforgettable. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can go up there and have an awesome time and come this close to winning, like a bunch of teams did. You know what I mean? Because it's like it goes up and down so much. It's unforgiving.
What is one of your favorite tournaments you like to go to, Rafal?
I'm sorry, say again?
Which is one of your favorite tournaments you like to go to? I mean, you go to different other tournaments too, don't you?
My other terms?
Tournaments.
Yeah, he said, what's one of your favorite tournaments that you like to fish as far as the wild water tournaments?
Well, so Connecticut Open is one that it's like when you're living in New York and going to Times Square for the New Year's Eve. You have to do it at least once.
Right.
Okay? Have the river chew you out and spit you out. Okay? Do it once. So that's for that reason. So you can learn a little bit of respect for the river that you never knew you had.
Right.
Other than that, I think the Carp Anglers Group Big Four. I think that's my favorite. So, and I love it because you're not tied to a specific 1 or 2 or 3 days of fishing. You pay measly $12 for members. You have 2 or 3 months window where you can fish as much or as little as you want, prove yourself, catch the 4 biggest fish, and you win it. You get cool prizes. The good thing is that I participated in this for the first time last year in fall. They do it spring and fall.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to win the Big Four
There you go.
last fall. So I had a good cleanup. I won it. Luckily, all the other anglers are way better than me. Either were not participating or just didn't have a good fall, or maybe they didn't have enough time. Somehow, somewhere, I got lucky. I won. So I don't have to participate this year again because I'm co-sponsoring this right now.
Okay.
But it is by far my favorite. The competition is that. Look, if I were to tell you that, oh, I took it easy, and I just happened doing it, that would be a lie. I get that competitive drive that if I'm going to participate in the tournament, I will try to actually win it. I will go and put crazy hours to give myself a better chance at winning. I will not take it easy. I will wake up earlier. I will be miserable, but I will go fishing again while I'm tired just to try. I know others do the same thing because we spoke about it with a couple of friends after the fall tournament was over.
Yeah.
So, I had some that I was competing against that would be trying to the very last minute to nail that other fish that would take them over the top. And that tournament is the best for that. That is absolute favorite of mine because you do it on your timeline. You can go fish wherever you want. And I think that there's just nothing else like it out there. And for $12, and you can win hundreds of dollars. You don't have to win. You can place in the top 10, or have a biggest mirror, biggest common, or you can have regional prizes. I think it's phenomenal. You can participate from all over the U.S.
Yeah.
I like that. It's good. Okay. You got a question?
Let's see here. What is the weirdest bait you've ever used carp fishing?
The weirdest thing, this had to be last fall. I was using raw potatoes that I was fishing on.
I'm baffled with that one there.
Are you talking? Was this in
A friend of
Connecticut?
mine next to me, and I could not believe this.
Yeah.
He grabs a crayfish. He takes the entire crayfish, puts it on a rig, casts it out, and catches, a 34-pounder.
Wow.
On the entire big crayfish on a rig.
Great.
Look, we all know that they eat crayfish, they eat smaller fish, we know what they're spitting out sometimes in the net. But to actually see it happen,
Yeah.
that was eye-opening. So crayfish would be it, and it's a big one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Got a question going on for you now. Okay. What would you say would be attract the carp? The pack bait, the flavor, or the pickup? And what kind of pickup do you use? Or you use boilies more, corn?
I am partial to it. I love wafters. You know, most of them will be just buoyant enough to be presented perfectly with a typical size 4 or size 6 hook. So I prefer them over pop-ups.
Okay.
Boilies will be number 1.
All right.
Wafters will be number 2. Sometimes I'll do a snowman where I will combine a boilie, usually a 20 or 24 millimeter,
Okay.
and then I will throw a wafter with it of a different color, something of a different shape also and texture. But yeah, wafters, I am absolutely in love with them. But boilies will be, I think, always number 1 for me.
Do you make your own boilies?
No, I do not.
Okay.
It's very time consuming.
It is.
A couple of friends of mine are doing theirs. They're working really, really well. But it's just such a time sucker that I think I would have to be looking for a divorce lawyer if I'm going to take any more time, you know, toward this fishing thing.
Oh yeah, I have the exact same problem.
40 millimeter potatoes.
40 millimeter potatoes.
That's a big potato.
That's a big potato.
Talking about, that's a total horse right there.
Heck yeah. Okay. Anything else? Is there anything exciting that you're getting ready to receive over at? I seen you bought a bait boat for.
So, a couple of things that were eye-opening for me today. One of them, we brought it with us, and we're already selling it on our website. Is the Smart Cradle.
Okay.
So,
I seen
it's
that.
a fancy new toy. It's going to set you back about $550, but it replaces your waist length, scale, and a tripod if you are using those 3. And basically, a guy in Europe designed a cradle, carp cradle, with waist sensors on the frame, extremely accurate. So, and with a nice display. So you can basically essentially grab your carp after you catch it, put it in a cradle, and it weighs it for you. And it weighs it as accurately as we've tried it multiple times with a fake fish to 1/1000th of a pound. Multiple times that we tried it, put the fish in left corner, right corner, center. So Smart Cradle was the coolest product that we've seen because I don't think that has been done before. And then bait boats, yeah, we have some, a little bit of news to share. I brought one bait boat back to the States with me on the airplane. I'm surprised they didn't throw me out with it. We brought it because there wasn't a bait boat yet really made specifically for rivers.
Right.
And we brought one in. Now, that one costs a pretty penny. It retails for over $2,000. But
So, yeah, I think
it
the
is
rivers are
anti-flip over,
moving fast.
Yeah.
meaning the way it is designed, choppy waves, whatever it is, it will not flip it over and keep it capsized. And if you buy it and somehow manage to still stay married, it will take the bait for you up to 500 yards, drop it off, come back on its own, remember the GPS coordinates so you can do it over and over again, and you can do it on some serious rivers. So that's one, but on Monday, I had a Zoom meeting with another company that does bait boats in the Netherlands, and they are actually sending me 2 models of their bait boats for free just to test it out and see if we like it enough to order them. The good thing is, if we take them, if they work fine, and I don't know all the features yet, they will be retailing just for a couple to few $100s.
Wow.
So now it's settling in the range that we haven't seen in the United States. I think they are retailing them in the Netherlands for 300 euros, which is roughly 300 bucks.
Okay.
So now that's suddenly in the neighborhood that a lot of us can consider this as the next toy to have. Now, we'll test it, see if it works, and come back to you with more information. But that's the next cool thing that we are hoping that will come to our store.
Okay, sweet. Wow. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's some good exciting news for me.
Yeah.
Especially for, the one that's $2,000, I bet it's going to be a badass boat.
How big is that $2,000 boat? Bait boat.
So, I'm going to estimate about 2 feet.
Okay.
The payload is not the biggest because you have to trade off something for something.
Right.
So I think you can take about 2 kilos, which is about 5 pounds, less than 5 pounds of bait, no more than that.
Okay.
All of it is it's a torpedo-shaped boat, not those square ones that you typically see.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna let me drop a link for you. So you see which one it is. Bait boats. I'm on our website right now. We have tested it at the Carp Talk show. They have a large pool over there inside, indoor pool, where they were actually playing with it, and so was I.
Yeah.
And I just dropped a link to the bait boat. This thing has power. This is not your typical bait boat. This is not something that you're seeing normally that is designed for still water. This thing has some serious power. We have to wait for other bait boats to kind of clear the area a little bit so we can actually see
That's a badass
how much
boat.
juice it has. So yeah, this is designed basically for you to take it in the worst of the waters. With you having the peace of mind that you don't have to, be swimming after $2,000 of your worth of your toy.
Wow. Looks pretty high tech.
So yeah, I mean, to be honest, there are other boats that are way more high-tech than this one, and priced even above this. But those are such expensive propositions. I mean, we've seen bait boats that are $4,000 or more. So I'm like, God damn it, I can drive a Jeep into the river or buy a jet ski for that, deliver my bait and have more fun with it.
Wow.
If I paid mother-in-law to walk the bait out. Maybe, never know. As long if she's still there when you get there, you might have forgot to strap her down off on top.
Now, you want to give anybody a shout out? Would you like to give anybody a shout out?
So, yeah, I want to give a shout out to, again, Lee Hearn for all the support that he provides,
Nice.
Officially and behind the scenes. Costa is helping out a lot as well, mainly through the many purchases that he makes with us. So we appreciate that. James Laser in Pennsylvania, a good friend of mine. I've been going for advice to him every now and then, and quite a few decisions that are happening on the store are thanks to him. And then I really want to thank all the, not just the customers, but also the companies that are working with us locally. We are not just your saviors that you're going to make it thanks to us. It's actually the other way around. We're gonna probably make it because we have quite a few domestic companies, whether it's Tieback pickups that we're just working with right now. You guys know that they make really cool stuff, good peoples. We have, two Roberts from Getting the Lead Out, from Trilogy. They helping us out as much as we're helping them.
Right.
And Mike's Carp Bait, from North Carolina, New England Carp Connection. I'm mentioning those names because even if you don't buy it directly from us, go check them out.
Right.
Support the local business. Okay? All the brands that we're importing, they will survive regardless, but support the local guys. just like we're trying to support them. You can buy them from us, or you can buy directly from them.
Nice.
But please support the local business.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why we always say too, you know, local bake shops and all that kind of stuff. You know, your local bake shops, and you know, we always just, you know, try to give carp anglers and, you know, the best support as possible. So
Try to connect all the gaps.
yeah, definitely. Wow, Rafal, I tell you, man, you got it going on. You really do. I like what you're doing. I like where you're going.
I think he's going to bring not awareness, but just
a different a style.
bridging that big gap
Yeah.
from here to the UK and being able to, you know,
Yeah.
it's just a big step for man.
Yeah.
Monster step for Carp.
Yeah. You know, I'm so looking forward to what the future is going to be like even more. You know, I can see a lot of the big ideas getting ready to happen. Again, I think we're doing a great job, Ralph. But, yeah, we're getting pretty close to our end of our show. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Ralph?
Yeah, so, I mean, look, support us.
Yeah.
Every single order that comes in, it really doesn't, at this point, end up in anybody's pocket within our company. Everything gets reinvested, and then some.
Right.
That's really what we're doing. This business right now is it's not designed to make money. It's designed to change things, and we'll make money later. But help us by supporting us. Place some orders with us. $5 shipping, you can't go wrong, really.
No.
Prices are fair.
Crazy.
If you see some stuff, God forbid ever, that is cheaper somewhere else, including shipping, because look, we've seen stuff, I think 2 items on our website that were cheaper on a competitor's website by a few bucks.
Right.
But then they had a $40 shipping. So support us, we'll do right by you. We're just like other local businesses. You know, it's going to be rough without you.
Right.
If you're ever on the fence, I'll throw in my mother-in-law.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay?
There you go.
Yeah, Gusta said,
Carp?
love you, Raphael, including your mother-in-law. Thank you. For
I can
doing
see
that.
the garlic stock market going up more.
No, I'm just saying, if anybody's doing into making some fishy bait, okay, or chili, okay, it might come in helpful. I'm just saying, I'm open to it. You can
I
talk.
understand.
But yeah, visit carpangler.com.
Carpangler.com.
Singular, not plural, carpangler.com. Either reach out to one of the many field reps that we have for a coupon code. If not, Carp10, Carp10, without any spaces, is a 10% discount for every new customer.
Nice.
Okay, so Carp10 for every new customer on carpangler.com.
Carp 10.
$5 shipping, 10% off.
Yep, 10%
Can't go
off.
wrong.
No, you
Any
can't.
issues, remember what I said earlier in the stream, we'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay?
And that's
It
what
will
you
be
look
a
for in a
whole
business
day in hell
too.
before we have an unhappy customer.
Also,
So
look out
talk
for
to us,
his YouTube
we're there
channel.
for you, not the other way around.
Right. Also look out for his YouTube channel, Carp Anglers TV. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Carp Anglers TV.
Yep, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell button. That way, every time he posts something, you know, you'll get a
Be notified on
notification.
that. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, Raphael, man, we appreciate you. I know a lot of people that's been watching. They appreciate everything that that you're bringing to the table that hasn't been brought before. It's probably going to make a lot of stuff a lot easier for a lot of the carp anglers around the U.S.
Wow.
I
can listen.
Good work.
Yeah, I could listen to you more later on in the future. I'd like to get you back on our show too. If that's
Yeah, just so we can see.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
Anytime you want me back,
Yeah.
I'll make myself available.
Nice.
Anything you
Appreciate
need whatsoever, please reach out.
that. Oh, thank you very
No
much.
problem. Talk to you later, Raphael.
Thank you, Raphael.
Thank you, brothers. Bye.
Bye. All right. Carp
All right, carp anglers.
Wow.
Chili meat, chili meat,
Chili
chili
meat.
meat.
Next. This Saturday.
2 days away, man.
2 days away,
Yeah, man. Calm down, boy. We're at like, let's see, we're at 2 days and a wake up.
Yep.
2 days and a wake up. That's how I count down.
Our next guest will be next Wednesday, Justin Keaton from Indianapolis, Indiana.
We're gonna pick his brain a little bit, especially for mainly the wild water side. A lot of people have known Justin for a very long time. One hell of a carp angler, especially a wild water guy.
Not trying to give him a big head or anything.
No, not that. And he may run his mouth a little bit, but when it comes to fishing, man,
he's serious.
He can back it up, and he's gonna take some pictures of his trophies. I
haven't seen it yet, but I heard he's got.
He has a lot of trophies,
trophies.
and that's why you can't take nothing away from him. You know what I mean?
He's got the hardware.
He's just a good, he's a good angler. He knows. He almost turns into a carp when he goes to these tournaments because he thinks just like him. Trust me, I've seen it many a times.
I have seen him very passionate in areas. I've seen him stress out a lot. Especially when we get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, because you know why? Because he knows he should be catching.
Yeah.
Especially if he picked a certain spot for a reason. Like he knows that they hang here, or
I watch him pace back and forth a bunch of times.
Look at how many people,
like neck and neck with somebody else.
How many people were at the tournament when what was it, the Fall Classic, when he won all the trophies?
He did win those.
And how many anglers was there?
I'm thinking maybe if I'm 45 albums.
That's a lot of people to sit there and blank, and then just to me and Justin, oh, nobody wants to fish these logs. Watch this. Bing, 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 bing.
He's really big in the debris area.
Well, yeah, because he knows they're gonna hang there. You just gotta get there before that fish, gets to that log right there.
Right.
But anyways, that's enough about our next guest, man. Always support your local bait shops. Our main bait shop, really, pretty much around here right now, is Adams Outdoors. They've been in the game for a while. You go in there, they're packed to the brim. They have everything from carp, bass, bluegill, crappie, walleye. They got everything that you guys need. Especially, they carry some wild water stuff too.
Indie bait and tackle too.
Yep, indie bait and tackle.
The new one, the
barber shop. Yep, he's out there too. They'll be at the chili meat.
You
guys ain't gonna want to miss this chili meat. It's we've been doing this for a while, the last couple of years because of COVID. We still did it, but I think our numbers was probably down a little bit compared to what maybe before because of COVID. But with COVID being gone and everything now, I think our numbers have jumped back up this year.
Whole new ball game now.
Yeah. I know it's getting crunch time. We got like 2 days and a wake up before, is it?
Let me look up the address. Here in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah, it's here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We do it every year.
It's a big matter of fact, go to our Team Fish Finder YouTube channel and look up the Hoosier Carpers Carp Chili Meat.
I'm sure somebody, maybe Ricky or somebody that's still watching, maybe they could post it in the comments, or we can send it to you.
But that is we get over, I wouldn't doubt it's good 400 to 500 carp anglers just show up.
Sometimes more, but we don't really count because it's it's an all day event, so people are coming and going and keep coming and going. But as far as the raffles, we run the raffles at the end of the day. Speaking of raffles, we're still accepting items.
We are.
We've had some donations come in. A lot of some brand new beeper sets that are going to be auctioned off. We got the big plaque of that carp that somebody made for us.
Here's the address. It's right behind the UAW building at 2320 South Tibbs Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana 46241.
There is hotels close to.
Yep, a lot of good hotels.
That way you got somewhere close to stay if you're coming in.
I want to try to put that.
Portage, Indiana, or where's that? How far is that from here?
Portage, Indiana is that far from?
I'd probably say an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
Portage.
Matter of fact, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it onto our website real quick if I can. keep on talking if you like.
And another thing too, man.
Yep.
You know, we can't preach this enough. Is carp care.
Carp care.
Always try to use landing mats if you can. Baby changing mat. You know, anything that you can use that's going to protect that carp. You
Yep.
know, from we're protecting. It's not that we're just protecting the fish. We're protecting the slime that's on the fish, which protects the fish
Yes.
from parasites and stuff like that. So, you know, always use carp care. And always subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Like, subscribe, share.
Yeah, I just put the address onto the comments.
Yep. So you guys in there, you can
Yeah, definitely.
maybe get the address for Portage and then Google it to how far it'll be from the place. And you should be able to pop that up.
Also, anything else on your mind there? Oh, chili's gonna be good. What else is good? We got a kayak. We're raffling off a kayak too.
Yeah, there will be a kayak there. That was donated to us.
Well, not that one.
No, I'm saying not
Yeah.
that, but we have we have a kayak
We
that's
have
been
kayak.
that we're gonna auction off. You know, it could be anything. You know, you guys can use it up streams, take it to you to take it with you to Del Hollow to go out there and dump some bait in front of your swim. However, we'll probably do maybe $5 a ticket or
$5
something like that. Run it all day long. Like I said, we got a bunch of raffles. If you're one of the people that wants to donate something, it does not have to be fishing related.
Yep.
Just whatever it may be, just get a hold of me or James, or you can bring it to the chili meat yourself.
Yep. I just posted the 2019 carp chili meat, so that's a good one too. But hey, we're coming to the end of our show.
Yep. Like,
Yep.
subscribe,
Thank you.
share it, and
Yep.
we're out of here.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Take it easy. Share this video.